SAA finally has a new CEO in the form of Thomas Gokolo, albeit at an interim level. We've got the appointment bringing the airline's 15-month business rescue process a step closer to completion. And Jeffrey Mqhena, who's interim board chair of SAA, joins us now with more of the detail. Jeffrey, thanks so much for your time this evening. So like I say, you've appointed Thomas Gokolo as interim CEO. Right at the top, who is Thomas Gokolo and why is he suited for this role?
Thanks, Alicia, and to your viewers. Thomas is a South African whom we believe will assist in this transition phase where, as you've said yourself, the business rescue process is about to come to an end. And as we're going to prepare to ensure that the SAA finally does indeed go back to the skies, but also the process of a strategic equity partner, it comes to its fruition as well. So we need somebody with a safe pair of hands who will be able to ensure that this transition is as smooth as possible.
Jeffrey, was it a hard sell getting someone to onboard a fraught SAA environment?
Alicia, I would say it was not easy. If you can look, the board was appointed in December, and one of the key deliverables was for us to find somebody. And and we've been working hard, and fortunately we found a real committed South African who wants to play a role. You put the spotlight on this very committed South African, Jeffrey. Why is this then an interim CEO appointment and not a permanent one? Because the last permanent CEO was Vuyani Jagana, of course, who resigned way back in June 2019. And in fact, where your position as chairman is on an interim basis as well. So it's my position, in fact, the board's position is interim together with the team that we've assembled, because there's a process of ensuring that the airline has a partner, a strategic equity partner, a partner that will not only come with expertise but also capital. So because of that, you cannot have a situation where you have a permanent appointment, because some of those discussions will have to ensure that you agree with that partner, because that will inform the long-term sustainability of that airline. So it's against that background, really. But we can't have a gap where now the business rescue process comes to an end and there's no one who keeps the transition happening. So does that speak to then a partner coming in, of course, with its own executive team? Well, that will depend. I mean, we are not at a stage where that has been finalized. We tried as much as possible as the board that we get the best people we can, so that we give the partner an option as well. So if they think there are people who are better than the ones we've assembled, by all means we will engage with it. Because remember, the shareholder here, who is government, will also have to play a role. Yeah. But if they think the people we've assembled are good enough, then they will be able to continue with them. Jeffrey, we know that the DPE was aiming to attract a partner to invest in SAA, and that an essential step, as you've alluded to, is to start flying again. What kind of interest has been garnered? So the process is run by the DPE, Department of Public Enterprise. So they'll probably be best placed to say that. But we have seen some interest, in fact, from a number of people in regard to that. We've engaged with others at the beginning, but the DPE, and rightfully so, because they're the ones who are going to be shedding off a shareholding, have taken over that process, and we'll await for them to conclude, and then we can be able to ensure that those discussions are effected. Yeah, in fact, it was the DPE that commissioned, a study on who would be an appropriate partner. And, we heard last year about the recommendation for Ethiopian Airlines to come in and help resuscitate things. You haven't heard of any developments on that front? So there were more than one interested parties. So Ethiopian is just but one of them. So, but they have to make a final determination on who is best suited for that. Okay. Also, you have to make sure that the partnership that you will enter into, or at least that strategic equity partner, is there for the long haul. So there are a number of also the chemistry in terms of whether you can make and what value are they going to bring into the business. and how you're going to work with them going forward.
Yeah.
But the shareholder is in all businesses. If the shareholder sells shares, they have the final determination on who's best suited for it. We can give input as the board, which we do, but they'll have to make that final determination.
Jeffrey, so we had the BRPs hoping to hand over SAA back to its board and management and exit by the end of March. How on or off track are things on that front? Because we know one of the spanners that's been thrown in the works is this ongoing conflict with the Pilots Association.
Yeah, so March has come and gone, the 31st that is. We think we are much closer to coming to the end of the process. But you are absolutely correct. The issue of the pilots is very critical. It's critical in the restart of the airline because you need those pilots to fly, some of those. So it's important that that issue is resolved. I mean, that's our hope as the board that issue is resolved as speedily as possible. But as you would know, in negotiations, there's elements of give and take. We're not at the stage where there's an agreement, a settlement yet, but we're hopeful that the parties will find each other soon.
Okay, well, let's leave it there. Thanks so much, Jeffrey, for having joined us on the line this evening. That, of course, Jeffrey Mena, who's interim board chair of SAA.